amazing grace. This is unfailing.
So when you talk about Jesus Christ, you say he is fully human. And so he's also fully God. So he's the Son of God. He's also the Son of Man. And those two titles refer to a lot of aspects of biblical material, but in particular, it does refer to both the deity and the humanity of Jesus Christ. And his unique role in that, according to Daniel chapter 7, the Son of Man has a direct relationship with the Creator, God the Father. And so that title is he's fully man, but he's also God. And so I think the short answer to that is yes, Jesus Christ is fully human. And there was a debate during the Eutyches Monophysite controversy of the 5th and 6th centuries. And during that time in church history, one of the debates is maybe Jesus is a tertium quid, a third thing. He's not God or man, he's a God-man, some new amalgamation being that had never existed before. And so he's half God, half man, tertium quid. And the church answered back saying, no, he's fully God. He's always been God and returned to his Father with all the glory he had before taking on human form. But he's also fully man, that he was hungry. And this created a lot of debate in the early church. You have the Apollinarian controversy and the Nestorian controversy and the Monophysite controversy, all of these trying to define what is the nature of this guy walking around Galilee who walks on water but also gets thirsty and bleeds and gets hungry. What is the nature of this person who can calm the sea by the mere spoken word, but also has all the normal human features, hands and feet that get worn and calloused? And so this is the mystery of the incarnation. Jesus Christ is both fully God and fully man. Now the next question that someone asked was the love of Christ and the issue of salvation. When someone first becomes saved, do they love Jesus the way we described in Deuteronomy chapter 6? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the answer is, I believe at conversion they do. They may not be able to articulate it. Almost like a 1-year-old loves their mom, but can't, like they don't have the language yet to communicate that. They don't have the vocabulary yet. They're not even speaking yet. So if you ask a brand new convert, there's an affection in their heart because of the work of the Holy Spirit in them, but they may not be able to articulate that. So if you were to confront them and say, well, do you love Jesus this way? They might say, well, I don't know. I've never thought about that. A 6-month-old, if you ask them, do you love your mom? They may not give you an answer because they're not talking yet or things like that. But the way they cling to her, the way they have flung themselves upon her and want her affection and attention shows that they have this innate, immature, but profound love for her. And I think that's true of new believers, that they may not articulate it perfectly well, but they do have a love for Jesus Christ. And a love for Christ is a defining mark of someone who's a believer. Peter says this in 1 Peter. He says, even though you do not see him now, you love him with joy inexpressible. So one of the statements about Simon Peter about the church was, you guys love Jesus Christ. This is the mark of the church, is a love for Jesus Christ and a desire to know him and grow in him. And so though a young child may struggle in articulating and even expressing their love for their parent, so it is with a young believer. So I'm not looking for, and I don't think the Bible is looking for a perfection in love in terms of that person's ability to love Christ without any sin or without any wavering, but an issue of a legitimate affection for Christ and not merely a love for the gifts that he might bring, such as heaven or everlasting life or avoiding hell. That they really do say, wow, Jesus saved me. He died on the cross for me. I love him for what he has done for me and who he is. That there should be an affection of the heart for anyone who's saved, even if they can't completely articulate it. And it is a test, one of the biggest tests, believing in Jesus Christ and loving him, I think, for anyone who's a believer. So I would say, yeah, there's a test there that's very important. And that's a really good question. Affection of the heart and joy of the heart, those things are critical to the Christian life. And I don't think we emphasize them enough. But if you're a follower of Christ, you love him. If you're a follower of Christ, there's joy in your life, and you long for the joy of other people as well, for having followed him and known him. So love and joy, affection of the heart, and joy of the heart are very important tests for those who are truly followers of Jesus Christ. As immature as it might be at the beginning, As it grows and matures, though, it will become more clarified, both in the person's mind and in the observation of others. All right, those are great questions. 7:17 this week, we start into the conquest of the Holy Land. I hope you're here this week for that. We'll see you then.
Amazing grace. This is